Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It's 4 a.m. bright and early here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I wasn't going to make a video today. My two videos from yesterday I was pretty happy with. And I was going to let them sit for a while and be viewed. I noticed a lot of times when I put out another video, the last one will cease being viewed, and I kind of want them to get the exposure. If I leave them on there, I notice the views keep going up and up and up. And I don't want to cut off the exposure. But I came across something. Now, I came across this very small, irrelevant channel called Patriot Learning. A couple hundred subscribers. And there's no person, no personality. It's just ripped off clips from here and there. And that's not even what I want to talk about, but I'm probably going to post this. The very latest video was of Jon Voigt. And I had heard that Jon Voigt was a Trump supporter. Okay, I'll probably post this one video on my community channels just so you guys get an understanding of what I'm talking about. And what Jon Voigt is saying, there's two clips of Jon Voigt talking in front of his flag. And I try to understand the people that are still supporting Donald Trump, that are still listening to what he's saying, but there is absolutely no evidence. I know Donald Trump keeps talking about dead people that voted. He keeps talking about, I gotta laugh when he says this, his massive dumps. And he puts that together with his big behind, man. I get a terrible image in my head. But anyway, but show me the evidence. Show me the numbers. And there is none. There is none. It just keeps coming back. This is just a sore loser, guys. So, Jon Voigt. And it's the same rhetoric. It's the same rhetoric I've heard from Trump supporters that are very close to me. This is something that it bothers me. It doesn't make me angry. It disappoints me. In these two videos, Jon Voigt talks about that people that voted for Joe Biden don't know what they're in for. And I heard a Trump supporter actually said this to me, that we're going to be locked up. He's going to take away all of our freedoms, and you don't know what you're in for. It's going to be communism and burning cities and mayhem and the end of the world. Satan will rise. You're voting for evil. Yeah, really. Pretty much what they said. And this is what Jon Voigt's saying. He's saying that the leftists are evil. They're promoting Satan and burning cities, and we want to destroy America. Now, I'm actually holding my Bible right here. This is something I was conflicted about taking this out every day for the last 14 years. Very first thing I do when I wake up at 3 a.m. is I pray. I pray to be surrounded by the light of God every day. And that's the first time I've told anybody that. This is something that's very private to me. But people ask me, how I got over 20 years of hardcore drug addiction to opiates, the hardest of hard drugs. And, my faith. And I'm willing to bet that I probably pray and have more faith than a lot of these same people, that support Donald Trump and throw around these words and consider themselves, good Christians, but maybe even go through the moves and go to church so they can be seen by their neighbors and everything. But no, I'm not evil. I'm amazed that people like Jon Voigt can talk about evil and support the poster boy, what I call the poster boy for the 7 deadly sins. But it worries me too, because in Jon Voigt's, in his descriptions, you hear him kind of dehumanizing people like me, the left, that we're evil, and he's bordering on talking about violence, and it's scary. It's scary stuff. And this is going to take me into the next thing I want to mention is I have to call them the little P boys. I have to be careful. That right there will probably still. I'll just call them the little boys from now on. They had a rally in Raleigh in Raleigh, Saturday in North Carolina, I believe. And one of the clips shows them saying that they are going to exterminate the left like the rats that we are. And it reminds me, if you read up on history and stuff, a lot of times during war, the people in charge tend to dehumanize the enemy. It makes it a lot easier to take out to take out other human beings when you dehumanize them, so that they're monsters, they're evil, they're followers of Satan, they're this or that. They're animals, they're less than subhuman, and you see this in every war, or before every war. It makes it a lot easier for people with conscience to go out and do these things to their fellow human beings. It's a tactic to get people to do terrible things to each other. And you start to see this. You could hear it in what Jon Voigt's saying. You could hear it in what the little boys were saying Saturday. And then to hear Jon Voigt describe us as, wanting to tear down America, and we're evil and all that. I mean, and a lot of Trump supporters actually believe this, and obviously, how do you combat this? How do you, violence obviously isn't the way to do this. I like to believe that just doing the right thing would hopefully open their eyes, but I don't know. When somebody's brainwashed and they have an ability to turn anything somebody does. I mean, you could see me working for a charity, giving away food somewhere, and turn that into something evil. Even doing the right thing can be spun around. So this is the thing that kind of frustrates me, when you have people like Jon Voigt out there, turning half the country, telling one half the country that the other half of the country is evil and the enemy. People like Jon Voigt are the enemy of humanity, really. And this is one last thing I want to talk about. Donald Trump. He made an interesting comment with Maria Bartiromo. Forgive me, I know I get names wrong all the time. I don't care much what these Fox News anchors' names are. But Donald Trump said something along the lines of, well, what is the Supreme Court for then? Right? He said, we want to take it up there. We want to take our case up there. I got some of the best lawyers, the best Supreme Court lawyers for this. He wants to bring his case to the Supreme Court. And once again, he keeps saying key words. He throws these key words out there about his massive dumps and dead people voting and more votes than people. And we have all this evidence. Where is it? Please just, show it to us. Show me the numbers. Show me. And he talks about these affidavits. And this is why these cases keep getting thrown out of court, because these affidavits are people that say, well, my sister's cousin saw something on Facebook that said this or that, or my brother's uncle's dog saw somebody that looked suspicious by the town hall on election day. And these are the affidavits. None of these have even been made public. There's zero evidence. There's just what Donald Trump says. But anyway, back to the Supreme Court. So he says this. Always with me, here's one of my rules. If anybody talks about them themselves in the third person, beware. You know what I mean? If I start saying, hey, Daryl, start talking about myself in the third person, it's time to turn the channel. So he says, Donald Trump, he talks to himself in the third person. Donald Trump, I'm Donald Trump, the president. Or he says, here's Donald Trump, the president of the United States, and I can't get a case in front of the Supreme Court. What good's the Supreme Court? And doesn't that just say it all? He packed all these courts with Republican judges, and so far, all these judges are doing the right thing. They're looking at the case, they're judging it from a legal standpoint, from evidence, and they're throwing these cases out. And Trump is upset by this, because him just saying that, what matters is that he's Donald Trump and President of the United States, and that's all that should matter. He's the one that put these judges in there, so how dare they? And then the biggest tell was when he said, well, what good's the Supreme Court? What's the Supreme Court for? That kind of summed it all up right there. He questions, if the Supreme Court is not for hearing Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, then what good is it? Didn't that just sum it all up, I don't know, maybe for human rights, for the health of the country, upholding our Constitution, stuff like that, But hey, if it doesn't listen to Donald J. Trump, then what good is it? When just listening to those annoying little civil rights cases and freedom of speech and all that. Yeah, just some things that I'm thinking about this Monday morning. I'll probably post that Jon Voigt. I'm conflicted because it's just the usual nonsense. That people that voted for Joe Biden are evil, leftists are evil, and want to tear down the country and all that crap. There's nothing really new there, so I don't know if I'm actually going to post the Jon Voigt video. All right, you guys have a good Monday.